morning. How are you? It is really early here, and often when I am doing pajama talks, I'm the only one up, and so it's super quiet. So if I'm talking quiet, it's because my family is still sleeping. So today I wanted to talk to you about taking our dream series and kind of taking it taking our step further into the series. And today I want to talk about protecting your dream. And tell you some stories that have happened to me, and maybe they'll be helpful to you as you start to give yourself permission to dream and start to bring your dreams forth into the world. So, three things that I want to talk about today, and they're challenging for me to talk about because they're difficult. They're difficult topics, but I want you to know, first of all, that your dream is incredibly important and valid, and it wouldn't be sitting on your shoulder asking you to be birthed and come forth if it wasn't important and necessary and wouldn't, help and serve in some way, I think. So the first thing I want to talk about is that your dream, whatever it is, may bother some people. It may threaten some people. And I don't really know what to say about that. That's their stuff. I mean, honestly, if I can give you one little piece of information that really helped me a lot, is that it's not your stuff. It's their stuff. And it's important that you continually remind yourself as you are thinking about birthing your dream into reality, whatever it is, that when people are bothered by your dream, that it's not your stuff. I could go deep on this because it's weird. I find it to be tremendously strange that when someone comes forth with, "Hey, I've got this idea," or I've got this really cool thing that I'm thinking about doing, and for some reason it triggers other people into smallness. Frankly, it's the weirdest thing I've ever. I just don't even know what to do with it. I really, honestly, don't even know what to do with it. So I'm going to have to just table that for this. So number one, it's not your stuff. If you say something and someone comes forth with smallness, "Oh, really? You're thinking about doing that? Oh, huh. That's interesting. Wow. Hey, you know what? It's not your stuff." And so if you can, put that in a little container and push it to the side and keep telling yourself that that's not your stuff. And try not to let it make you doubt your dream, whatever it is, make you doubt what you're trying to put forth into the world. Or worse of all, stop you from dreaming. Because that's sad and that's their stuff. It's not your stuff. Okay? So that leads me right into my next thing that I want to talk about, and that is protecting your dream. I'm going to give you two examples of things that have come up in my life just over the course of years. They're completely low load, so they're not going to be super stressful for me to talk about, but and I've had a lot of time to process them. The first is when my youngest was very young, like honestly just out of the womb. I had this idea that for my 40th birthday, I wanted to run a marathon. And I talked to my dad, God love him, about it. And his response when I said, "Yeah, I'm thinking about running a marathon in 18 months. He said, "You can't do that." Like, what? God love him. Again, I can't speak to his why. I can only speak to my response, which was, well, first of all, those are fighting words for me. Don't ever tell me that I can't do anything. No, Those are like double dog dare for me. But I had to continually remind myself during the process that, wow, that was hurtful and that was not my stuff. That was his stuff. And for whatever reason, he thought, whatever, that I couldn't do it, but I couldn't let it affect my dream, which was to run a marathon when I was 40 years old. The second one I want to tell you about is, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I had this idea that I wanted to create a website. And on that website, I wanted to put forth information that would be helpful to people and sell that information through the website. Of course, that's completely common now. That's selling digital products. And hey, completely, the norm now. But at the time, I just couldn't quite figure it out. I was new. I was so new to the business, and there's a lot of back end stuff. So I turned to a friend who I said, "Hey, can you help me kind of figure this out, or just get me on the right path?" And this friend said to me, "Well, can you even fill a class right now?" Hmm, that one stung. I have to be honest with you. Like my dad, I was used to. He'd done that many times. This was a friend. This was someone I was turning to with my dream. And this person pretty much just was like, "Well, can you even fill a class?" Friendship halted. Here's the thing, it is your responsibility to protect your dream. And I want to advise you to be careful with who you share it with. And if you have a history with someone who cuts down your dream, maybe that's not the person to share that dream with. But it should never stop you from dreaming and from believing that you could put this dream forth into the world. Okay? It's not your stuff. It's their stuff. Stay focused. Stay focused on your dream. Which leads me to my final one, which is stay on target, right? You're staying like Star Wars, you're staying on target. But you need to start thinking about ways that you could fertilize your dream. What are some ways, if you can imagine it like a little seed in the ground, and it's waiting for water and sunlight and oxygen and it's waiting for all this yummy stuff to start growing. And so dreams don't come to fruition in a vacuum. You have to start thinking about, how could I bring this dream forward? And in yoga, we call that building your adhikar. We're going to talk more about this in the next one. But I just want you to start thinking about, how could I fertilize this dream of mine? I wrote a book last year. Did not see that coming. I mean, I had been writing poetry, but I certainly didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. And I had, like in Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert talks about how whoosh, the creativity comes and kind of it sits on you, and it's a beautiful feeling. And I had that happen, and I was like, well, okay, well, I'll just start collecting poems, right? So that was me starting to build my adhikar. I started actively writing with almost a daily participation, a daily practice of writing a poem. And then I was like, started looking into, how do you self-publish? How do you make it actually happen? And then I did the most frightening thing of all. Like literally, it was like taking a wheelbarrow full of cow poop and putting it in your garden. And I put a Kickstarter out in the world. That was terrifying. But the reason why I did it was because I was like, would anybody read my book? Would anybody be interested in my book? And if people donated to make it happen, that would mean that they would be interested, right? It was horrifying. uh, but I did it. Um, and there it is. I had a book. Um, so that was within a very short period of time, within a course of a year, this thing came. I was like, yeah, okay, I can do this. And then bloop, how can I fertilize my garden so that I can create and bring the dream forward? So start thinking about that. How can I do that? How can I fertilize my garden, the garden of my dream? And we'll talk more about building your adhikara next time. Anyway, thank you for watching today and being with me on this journey of birthing your dreams forward. And I hope you have a really great day. See ya.